Well. Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. It's a glorious morning over here from Helsinki, Finland. Nice and bright and sunny and too goddamn humid. But that's okay, because I've never been more bullish today. I'm so fucking bullish it hurts right now. Deep inside my plums, during a nice bluish hue in the farmer's market going on right here, right now. And we're going to be presenting the most bullish chart you've ever seen in your life. And sorry, we need to give something new to the to our new BitBoy friends here. Anyways, with that said, we did have a nice little interview last night. I want to say massive thank you to everyone for joining on in for that, and for all the new participants in here. I do want to say welcome to the cave. You're more than welcome here as always. Understand, I'll give you a couple of warning signals right here. First and foremost, my language never intended to offend, just expressing myself in a very lazy way during these streams. And on top of that, of course, you are always welcome here, but understand that we do talk about multiple different things. So with that said, massive appreciation to everyone joining on in right now. There he is, Scott Carney. God damn it, Scott! Oh, I already got the alerts off right here, so we're good to go on that. And let's get into it right here, right now. Starting off with the Krown Chain application, which you found at app.crowntrading.net. Ah, shit, man, can't speak right this morning. And yes, I do apologize for speaking fast as well. You can always just put the playback speed to like 0.75. Problem solved. No issues there. No need to post a mean and nasty comment because it hurts my feelings, and I'm very... Don't laugh at my existential crises over here. Oh, so rude. My girlfriend should be supportive, but no, she just shits on my hopes and dreams. Anyways, with that said, we're not going to be shitting on hopes and dreams today for the Bitcoin bulls. We are only going to be expressing the absolutely massive move that's coming relatively soon. That's definitely going to be to the upside. Anyways, with that said, into the Krown Chain application we go, which can be found at app.crowntrading.net. It is 100% free, and it is the most free application on the internet that offers up it's the most free application. It's America as fuck. Yeah, that's what it is. No, more importantly with that, it offers up the most content, quant statistics, data, market insights, and all that good stuff for free. Anyways, with that, and if we're not, let us know so that we can just add more stuff, because we're more than happy to do that. Anyways, do we see anything that's of particular interest here today? No, it's literally like looking at a goddamn snapshot for the last 2 weeks, in fact. Bitcoin dominance still 45 3/4, and we do see Fear and Greed Index still stuck at a 20, as you would expect, as the market essentially hangs on to the lows right now for dear life, but that's okay. That's just bullish selling. Exactly. Anyways, mark data tab over here. What do we see? I mean, there are a few things that suggest that we could see potentially a bit of a bear trap situation going on here. I do think there is a reasonable possibility of that, and we will be preparing some areas for that and talk about what to kind of be looking for. We do see global funding rates are slightly negative, ever so slightly negative, that is. And then, of course, we do see global exchanges net flow is actually negative as well. So people are taking their coins off of exchange, and the sort of interpretation with that is that they're hodling, right? They're not just going to take it off and not do anything with it. But at the end of the day, these are very inconsequential numbers. We're not seeing anything that's too crazy right now. And to base any major analysis just off of anything right here is very incomplete in my opinion. It needs to be combined with more tangible things on price action, most importantly, and as of right now it would be painting a perhaps slightly different picture with that. I do want to bring you back on over here as well. I know that this hasn't really changed anytime recently, but I just want to kind of harken back to this. The realized cap right here, the realized market capitulation essentially. And what is it? Essentially the stored value of Bitcoin calculated by summing up each Bitcoin at the price when it was last moved. So that would imply that pretty much everyone's underwater for the last like 3 months now. So that's really good. Anyways, I think it's time. Okay, it is time, my friends. It is time to show you the most bullish chart I've ever seen in my fucking life. This chart is so goddamn bullish. I'm bursting with joy right here, right now, and I'll bring it over to you right now at this exact moment. And there she is. Holy fucking moly, it's bullish. Look at that beautiful uptrend. It can't be stopped. Wait a second. Oh, fuck! It's the goddamn inverted chart. We're wrecked. We've closed on new lows on CME. How could this happen? How could those evil market makers ever let this go down? The governments are certainly behind this. Market manipulators at large. Arrest them. Make my coins go up. The only thing more bullish than going up is going down, my friends. It's been a pleasure riding this piece of shit with you. Look, I'm just having a little bit of fun. If you are new here, I'm poking a little bit of fun right now. I'm not necessarily saying that this is going to be destined to break down to like some very nasty numbers. I actually do think that Bitcoin bulls still have a legitimate chance, but I do think that chance is very much against the current probabilities, and more importantly, what that is very likely going to imply is we probably see something resembling like a bear trap between about 30,000 or 27,000 bucks. If you see something like that, then yes, Bitcoin perhaps does pick itself up by its bootstraps right here, but I'm not necessarily the most bullish on this price action as it is right now. Daily death cross, we see the Gaussian channel still rejecting price action, and to put it quite bluntly, while I am again open to possibilities of Bitcoin holding at the $30,000 level, and my rule is that I treat this as a potential macro, well, I treat it as a potential major low. Our macro conditions have still not been met, of course, but I would treat it as potential major low until Bitcoin officially breaks down below about 30,000 bucks or 32,000 bucks on a weekly closure. Now that weekly closure could obviously come with CME as well, and I should probably apologize for the early morning excitement here. Apologies for that. Anyways, with that said, as long as Bitcoin is below the last lower high on the daily, I don't really think that there's any reasonable or significant talks about even putting in like a medium-term rally here. And quite literally, Bitcoin's just been shoved off the ledge right here with the 21 now rejecting price and Bitcoin trending below all major moving averages, all of them having negative slopes. They're all diverging away from each other. This is not fucking good, so to speak. Anyways, again, could we see a bit of a bear trap in this region right here? Yes, it's definitely possible. What would it probably look like? You'd probably see a quick wick down somewhere around 30,000, maybe even 20,000 bucks, or sorry, 27,000 bucks that is, and then pop back up, and more importantly, close above about 31,000 bucks by end of day. And then the next big piece of price action information I'll be looking for to really confirm that, and probably move back up to 40,000, maybe even 45,000 bucks, would be a closure above our last daily lower high right here at about 34,250-ish region. But as you can see, Bitcoin's been very, very weak recently, and we are seeing this nice cupping formation right here, which is, not good. Anyways, at the end of the day, trend is your friend, and the trend is quite clearly speaking right here. The Gaussian channel we do see is even coming below that last lower daily high, which is rather concerning as well. And we also did close a 5-day, I think it was yesterday, and we spoke about this very briefly on yesterday's video, and I do want to once again kind of put the focus on this. So we actually have taken up the prior 5-day low, which is not necessarily good because a lot of the time you will see a bit of a fake out around the median band right here. But seeing as we have not just closed below, but are actually operating and have already taken up the prior low before that, typically speaking, you will see a run down to the bottom side of that channel. In this case, that's going to be right around 27,000 bucks. So I do think it's rather likely that we do see a move down around there, maybe in the next week or two. Based off the volatility signal as well, or also confluent with that, I would say. And, if you are going to see a bull trap somewhere right around, or sorry, a bear trap in that case, somewhere right around there, you'd see a quick wick down and you want to see it close back above about 30,000 bucks. If you see something like that, that'd look pretty damn good. I'd actually start to get pretty damn bullish off of that. But for right now, I stick with what I've been saying for the past couple months here, 2.5 months now, I suppose, as Bitcoin, going sideways is probably the best case for Bulaws for most of summer, if not all of summer. Yesterday, BitBoy also asked me if I had to put if I had to just guess when the next all-time high is going to be for Bitcoin, when would it be? I said Q2 of 2022, which I think is actually rather reasonable, but I should offer some color on that statement as well for anyone who perhaps heard that and I don't really give like a chance to give a reason why. But what I'd be saying right now is that, look, if Bitcoin can hold sideways here for the next, month and a half to 2 months, let's call it like that, then I would be saying, actually, no, we'd probably see a new all-time high, maybe like later this year, somewhere between about November and December, if I had to guess. Now, if Bitcoin does drop at the lows right here and comes down to 20,000 bucks, I don't think that you're going to be seeing new all-time highs until probably, well, I don't even think that there's even, I don't know. I don't know, probably another couple of years. It's going to take some time if that were to happen. But fair enough. Anyways, with that said, as long as we are operating below the 5-day median band on the Gaussian channel, I do look for, at the very least, Bitcoin to make a run towards 30,000 bucks. Again, I do think that Bitcoin could put in a bit of a bear trap around that region. But if that area does fail, 27 is where I'm looking towards next, maybe even a little bit lower than 27 in this case, actually. If we go over here to our daily, you can see that daily MACD has officially turned down and will be remaining to the downside as long as below about 32,750-ish regions. So, these are not, too far out of the question right there, obviously. As you can see, we're just about $1,000 away from that right now, but As it is right now, Bitcoin's had so many chances, so many fucking chances here, and has not been able to take any one of them, in fact. So let's go over the 3 major things that I'll be looking for on a macro low, and let's see if they are present right now, of which, let's start off with number 1, the most important one, the hash rate indicator. Do we see a blue buy signal? No, we don't. It's not even close, in fact. So unfortunately, that is not going to be, well, not going to be relevant to the discussion as of right now. I don't think that there's any logical or reasonable means to be talking about a macro low in this area, at least as of this moment in time. Until we get a blue buy signal, I would not even be entertaining the possibility, and we've gone over this a million times, so I don't want to bore you with the details of this, but anytime that we have seen a blue buy signal on the hash rate indicator, all 10 out of 11 times, except for one, again, that being the coronavirus dump time over here, have confirmed the prior low to that blue buy signal as the macro low, essentially, before never returning to that level like ever again. So I do think that that is rather powerful, and I do think that holds a lot of weight. But again, for reference, we just don't have that right now. So keep that in mind. And then, of course, the next thing that I'd be looking for would be the daily trend. And do we have a higher low on price action? No, we actually quite literally just closed on our last prior low. So at the very best, I mean, it's not even at the very best. It's just a downtrend. We don't have anything resembling a higher low as of right now. It doesn't mean that it can't happen, but it's not the path of least resistance right now. I'll put it that way. Anyways, what's the last one? This one's BBWP, of course, our volatility based indicator. But this one needs to be confluent with the other two first and foremost before this becomes a more bullish signal. In the case of a daily downtrend, having BBWP this low in an expansive posturing would imply that we more or less likely get trend continuation here. So with that in mind, we are very likely looking at a 30 to 50% move. I do think within a week from today, actually. I think it could be today, anytime between today and next week. Probably not over the weekend, but then again, we have certainly seen some continuation moves over the weekend, not necessarily reversal moves. And if that were to happen to the downside, I would look at that as a legitimate move. If it happens to the upside, I'd probably be looking for something similar to the last week, actually. So with that said, if I were just to wrap up my thoughts very, very simply put on Bitcoin, do I think that bulls still have a chance here? Technically speaking, yes. However, as long as Bitcoin's below about, at least this last lower high right here at 34,250-ish region, I don't think that that's a healthy topic of conversation. Bitcoin kind of needs to prove itself first. And with that said, if we are going to be looking at the BBWP signal, expanding from this region right here as well, historically relevant, which I strongly believe that it is, we're looking, at a big move coming up. If I take this off right now, just because it's kind of getting in the way of everyone's eyes, we do see that anytime that we have gone down to single-digit BBWP reads, well, that has led on to pretty massive moves relatively fast. This one over here, about 30% almost immediately, and then ultimately did lead into about a 54% move right there. Of course, we do see ones coming to the upside as well. It is direction neutral after all. And what do we see? This one's coming in from 10,000, pretty much led up to an unabated run to about 20,000 bucks. That's almost 90% gainer right there. Not bad. See the same thing right on over here, and this one a little bit more on the lackluster side, but still pretty damn good nonetheless, 36.5% or so. And we can go with one more example right on over here. Again, you can backtest this yourself, but I just want to give you an idea of what we're very likely looking at. This one about a 50% move, and then we've seen, we've actually seen multiple 100% of moves to the upside based off that as well. But if we were to play around with numbers as of this moment in time, let's just kind of shave off 30% of the $40,000 high and see where that would land us. That would be actually right around the $27,000 number. Hey, not bad. And if we were to drag that up to 50%, well, that brings you down to low $20,000 territory. So I do think that those are relevant targets to the downside if Bitcoin wants to continue. Of course, like I said, it is direction neutral after all, so we should obviously plot the upside as well. And 30% move to the upside puts Bitcoin in the low $30,000 territory. 50% puts Bitcoin just below 50,000 bucks. And I would also feel very confident in saying that while I do think, again, that Bitcoin's technically speaking could pull through here, I need to see at the very least a daily or weekly closure above 50,000 bucks before I entertain the possibilities of like Bitcoin not just moving to the upside, but trending to the upside once again. Testing prior all-time highs and making new all-time highs. Until that happens, I'd still be looking for the other 3 signals that I looked at, that we spoke about earlier for the potential macro low. And as of right now, we just don't have them in there. And to be fair on those signals, they will be actually after the macro low. But in all iterations that we have seen, the next low that comes in is almost always, in fact, I believe it's always 5% or less within the prior low. So in that case, if we were to assume that this was our low right here, it could be as far away as was about 33,000 bucks, to be fair. But again, I'm not holding my breath right now. This is hopium, to be quite honest with you. As a trader, you have to, you have to trade what's in front of you, and that's not what's in front of us right now. In fact, it's quite literally the opposite. If anything, if we do see daily RSI, we have once again gotten rejected from the neutral zone quite healthily or unhealthily, depending upon your disposition here. And we do see what? We do see essentially another drive of hidden phantom divergence right there. And on top of that, we see it also on the 2-day as well. Not good. Do we see it on the 3-day? No, we actually don't see it on the 3-day because it never made a higher high right there. To be fair, on the 2-day, we probably do, if we do come down and make another low, we probably will have another third strike of bullish divergence. So that is why I do think that having a bit of a bear trap, maybe somewhere around 30,000 bucks, is certainly within the realm of possibility. I'm certainly open to that, but for right now, it ain't looking too hot. So sorry. I also want to bring this up over here. The moon chart. No, not just the moon chart, but let's actually just look at the Fib extensions right here. The Fib time extensions, that is. So again, this is an extension that it took from October breakout at around 13,000 bucks. This is representing the macro breakout to the February highs at about almost 60,000 bucks realistically. And as you can see, they've correlated with incredibly good moves. Actually, some incredibly good pivots on price action. This one right here being the 21st February. Obviously, well, that was the first obviously user plotted high, so that's going to naturally work out. But more importantly, this high right here, this high right here, this high right here, this sort of pivot right here. Yes, it was about 2 days before that high, but pretty close nonetheless. It doesn't have to be perfect. This one over here on the lows before actually about a 30% move, in fact, or sorry, 20% move, and it looks about a 20% move from about 30,000 to 36,000 bucks. And then once again, we're actually right on this Fib time extension right here at the 2.158. So does that come to the upside or the downside? Well, the moons would say we come to the downside because it's a bare moon. Look, I want to be very directly clear with anyone who's maybe here for the first time or who hasn't heard me say this before. I do not put a whole hell of a lot of weight on this exact stuff right here. I think it's very interesting. It's incredibly interesting, no doubt about that. But I would not look at this as my main trading way. It's more or less just kind of like shit to talk about on the interwebs when you're trying to pass the time when looking at Bitcoin price action. Anyways, with that said, technically speaking, moon's bearish and time fib doesn't necessarily have a direction on it, although most of these have been to the downside. It does essentially suggest that we are looking at a pivot on price action right here. So, hey, maybe that does come to the upside, if you do want to be bullish, possible, yes. But I'd stick with what I've been saying right here. I need to see Bitcoin close above 34,250 on a daily before looking at any sort of sustained upside for a good amount of time. What's up, Mr. Nimbo? There he is. But no one needs to know. There you go, man. All right, sweet. Okay, all right. So is there anything else I want to talk about, or have I spoken off my head enough and pissed off enough people just yet? Perhaps not, actually. So let's try a little bit harder now. Let's go down to the lower term timeframes because I haven't done that just yet. And what do we see? Oh, another downturn. That's really healthy. Anyways, look, there is a little bit of hopium right here, I suppose. Are we still within the falling channel? Yeah, we are still within the falling channel. Hey, not bad. Okay, so here's the biggest boolah hopium in the most sincere tone I can actually give you right now. Typically, falling channels are resolved to the upside, statistically speaking. And this does work out as a falling channel. Yes, indeed. I don't really see any major issues with it. So we have come back down and tested the bottom side of it. Once again, the problem with falling channels, at least in my experience, is that you can get infinitely walked down on these before you actually do get the breakout. So there is measure move to be made off this, and it actually would be pretty damn confidence inducing too for the boolahs as well. But it depends when we actually break out. So you take the breadth of this, and let's just say that we were to break out at current price action, which we're not. I mean, it takes some time to get up here first. That actually would have, technically speaking, a technical target of about 36,500-ish region, basically last week's high, which would look pretty damn good. That would obviously give Bitcoin a higher high above the last daily high right there, and put Bitcoin in a more better posture overall. That would start to look pretty damn good. But of course, how would you judge a break on this? Again, it depends where you approach it from. The obvious area, the no questions asked area, would just be taking out your last 4-hour high right here. But I suspect that this is going to be walked down a little bit more. So perhaps it comes in somewhere around about 33.5 or 33,000 bucks the longer that Bitcoin kind of spends within this channel format right here. So if Bitcoin were to do that, that would look okay. That would look pretty damn good. That's probably the most short-term bullish thing that I can come up with. But again, we're kind of just hanging on to the lows right now, which is not like a sign of strength by any stretch of the imagination. So I want to be very clear when I'm talking about hopium rather than well, I mean, it is reasonable. Yes, it's just It's also hopium is what it is what it is right now. But hey, we do have some bullish divergence on 4-hour RSI. Wouldn't be surprised if that one comes down and makes another drive of that. That'd probably produce a better result, to be fair. But as of right now, it's every time frame is trending to the downside, except for the weekly, technically speaking. And if that one closed below $32,000 today on CME, I would feel quite confident saying we're going to see spot price action follow, whether it's over the weekend or beginning of next week. I don't really have a strong natural proclivity towards that, but I would be looking for that. I mean, it's not like over here. You could have very easily made a case for the Bitcoin boulas. In fact, I was myself, because this is a bit of a bear trap right here. But as Bitcoin just kind of gets rejected and then coughs up the whole damn rally, that's not the best sign. So fair enough. Let's talk about breakdown areas and what would be confirmation. On a 4-hour, I'd need to see a closure on a lower low. That'd be about 30,500-ish region right here. A daily below about 30,800 would do it for me as well. Or more importantly, and probably the best one with the least amount of fuckery, would be the weekly closure. Anywhere below about $32,000 would be rather problematic, as we would be, closing on new lows for the first time in a while. We'd be closing below this whole damn structure right here. And also, if you want to do a look at it from a moving average perspective, that would be your 55 right here as well. So it's actually coming up a little bit higher than that. So I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt right now. Look, I actually do want Bitcoin to pull through. I'm sure that people who are new here, who are listening to me for the first time, they probably think I'm a complete asshole talking about this right now. Understand that, all things equal, Bitcoin going up is a lot easier for me. I mean, this is what I do as my job, but you don't need to be a fucking professional trader in order to make money in a bull market. In fact, I would imagine you're probably going to make more money as a non-professional trader, because you're not going to be like hedging your positions and taking profits and whatnot. You're probably going to be smashing the green button. Fair enough. But again, it is kind of nice to be, I suppose, just watching things go. Then again, the trading game is rather fun too. So if we do break to the downside, again, the same sort of targets do apply. You got $30,000 as a relevant area. Then you got, of course, 27, and then 23, 24, and then $19,000 or so. And I'd give each and every one of those areas like a chance. I don't want to get ahead of myself right now. I want to do both. I want to equally distance myself from the people who are uber mega bullish, calling for $1 million Bitcoin by end of year. And I want to differentiate myself equally from those people as this, it's the same people who are calling like Bitcoin to $10,000, $15,000. Again, the reason why I don't think Bitcoin will be going down below $17,000, or at least it would be very it would be very unlikely here, statistically speaking, if we're going over this right here with the hash ribbons, is because our last blue buy signal was where it was right around here in December 1st, actually, of the year 2020, just last year, and the last higher low before that was $17,000. So could Bitcoin come down to 19? Yeah, possibly yes, but it would be very, very unlikely to come below that region. If it does, that would imply that something completely new is going on, and while that's definitely possible, I do think it has a low probability, and more importantly, if it were to happen, it would be just as relevant to talk about as well, because if that were to happen, it would suggest that this is a lot more wrecked than what we're first considering here. So keep that in mind. Anyways, so, hold your breath for the Bitcoin boulas here. Again, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Yes, we have had a little bit of fun in the early morning hours here, but that's just because realistically, Bitcoin's been in a range for the last 2 months, and there hasn't really been a whole hell of a lot of very interesting and fun new things to be speaking about, especially over this last month right here, where the range tightens and volatility contracts, and now we just wait for resolution, which I do think, again, is coming in sometime between today. It could even be today, between now and next Friday. I do think extreme likelihood we do see this move, somewhere to the tune of 30 to 50% happen, and probably maybe continuation on top of that as well. So with all of that in mind, is there anything else that I want to talk about here, even on the short-term time frames, at least on this chart? Maybe not. What about on our momentum charts over here? Yes. Okay, cool. So daily, as you can see, is beat up to ever-loving shit. 33,200 is the magical number on daily Stokes. That's not going to be too helpful right now. 4-hour is, oh my god, man, is 31.7. It really wouldn't take too much to get Bitcoin on a bounce here. It really wouldn't take too much. So I don't want to get ahead of myself right now. I don't think that shorting this exact area is the most wise financial decision. In fact, I'm not trading this one myself. Oh, I forgot to bring up my Deribit account. You know what? Let's bring up this testnet Deribit account. There we go. And let's see how these positions are doing now. All right, show me the Deribits, please. Again, testnet account right here. All right, so so there you go. And what do we see? How are the options doing today? Okay, pretty well actually. Oh, and I've gotten a lot more fills now too. This is good. I just haven't gotten filled on my short legs, on my short put legs in September expiration. This strike is doing unnaturally well as well. I suspect that a lot of these You know, a lot of this P&L is just marks. I think that they have extremely wide markets, so it's probably not going to be like this good right now, except for these short $64,000 call strikes in September regulars. That's those were way fucking overpriced. Anyways, so what did I do here? Okay, so I actually bought some 30,000 naked puts expiring today, in fact. So those are going to be completely worthless, as you can see. Well, unless we get a little bit of momentum down for, you know, another $2,000 down. But that's all premium right there. That's going to be a sunk cost or a lost cost right there. But more importantly, next week, expiring next week, which is by that time, I do think that we will see this breakout. It's going to either be above 40 or below 30. You know, this one actually doing rather well. Just all I did was buy the strangle right there, the 30-38 strangle 10 times, and then I put on real positions in September regular expiration. What did I do right there? I basically bought a similar strangle, the 32-38 strangle, and then I sold the 17-64 strangle against it. I didn't necessarily get my fills on my 17 or 20 strikes right there, being a little bit aggressive with that, but fair enough. Hopefully over time I do get filled on those, but overall, if you don't have access to options, I do think that trading this just via spot is going to be quite difficult and dangerous. Can it be done? Absolutely yes, but you know, let's say you are anticipating a breakdown right here, which, you know, fair enough. Whatever your opinion is, this is how I'd look at it right now. As long as you are below the last lower high, I look at that as a valid position. But you got a lot of risk on that right now, more than $2,000 actually, until you find out if you're going to be wrong, which is not that would not be acceptable for myself. Maybe if we could do this on a 5-day, would it be the same? Yeah, it would be this. Jesus Christ, it'd be the same. That's not good. That's not good. So, you know, it's very difficult to kind of set up a trade right here, because like, where do you manage risk? I mean, maybe manage it off the last 4-hour lower or rejection right here at about 33,000. I mean, it's still, you know, still about 1,200 in positional risk right there if you're going to be wrong. By the same token, if you're gonna long this right here, you know, where do you manage risk on the other side? You can't use yesterday's low, because that's pretty much meaningless. You can't really use this low right here, because that one's also meaningless. You have to use this low right here. You're basically banking on and anticipating this being basically a major, maybe even macro low. And so where's your natural stop going to be? 28,600. So you got another $3,000 risk on that side too. Very, very difficult to trade this one on spot. It's more, I look at this as the same thing as like going to Vegas and gambling right here. So realistically, there hasn't been too much new things that have happened in this asset, just more or less the same, with a slow bleed to the downside, which is usually not too good. Anyways, do we want to check out Bitcoin dominance really quick? I imagine no matter what Bitcoin does here, whether it breaks the upside or the downside, Bitcoin dominance is going to shoot up and continue with the uptrend, and let's see if that is going to be true. We do have a nice uptrend right here. Obviously, we got higher highs and higher lows. That's good, but it looks like it's actually consolidating in and of itself as well. Or actually, we're not even on the daily, but same thing. Right there. What about on the weekly? Weekly looks like it wants up, so fair enough. This would also be supporting that. We probably do get a breakout relatively soon. I would say within this next week. We can also check out Dixie as well. I know a lot of people got their eyes on this. I've gotten a lot of shit for talking about this too, which is actually rather hilarious, but you know, call it what you will. This is still an uptrend, and I would be first and foremost bullish on this. We've seen a couple drives of bearish divergence. However, that has been resolved by some hidden bullish divergence over here. And more importantly with this, the trend is your friend right now. And we actually don't even, well, do we have an uptrend? Do we not have an uptrend? Yeah, we do have a bit of an uptrend going on right here, but daily is not what I'm concerned with on this one. It's the weekly. And here's what I would put a lot of weight on coming in actually by closure today. So 17 hours, 21 minutes, and 45 seconds. If we do see a weekly closure anywhere above the 55, you're extremely likely going to test the prior high right here from late March. Probably going to sell off on the first pass and then continue on. I mean, it's coming back to your prior high is not like putting in a lower high. It very likely does produce a bit of a pullback, but usually you will see a reversal in that stance. And we actually do have a higher low on the weekly right here too, so that should be identified. Now, I don't think that Dixie going up is necessarily like a full-on death sentence for Bitcoin. I think that people make a mountain out of a fucking molehill with this one, especially. The reason why I say that is because you've seen several times where both Dixie and Bitcoin were rallying hard. In fact, when Bitcoin was rallying the hardest, Dixie was rallying right here and putting in this current low from December 2020. Bitcoin was at like $20,000 all the way up to March 2021. I mean, that's basically Bitcoin's high right there. And what do you see on Dixie? Dixie was rallying too, and Bitcoin was going 6x off the fucking prior all-time high. I mean, I think that these interpretations are massively overblown. But if we do see this macro move on the monthly, especially, it's hard hard not to look at this as very likely to go much higher. I'm talking about back to $95. So maybe America's back, and the dollar is once again the thing. Perhaps not. I mean, again, this, here's where I think people mishear me on this one. Look, Dixie going up does not mean that the absolute value of the dollar has gone up. It does not mean that at all. The absolute value of the dollar has nothing to do with Dixie. I mean, it has a little bit to do with Dixie, but more importantly, what it has to do with is it has to do with other fiat currencies. Dixie, if you understand how this actually works, is essentially going to be measured against all, well, maybe not all, but a basket of other major currencies. So it depends what the other major currencies are doing as well. And as you know, the ECB, the European Central Bank, is printing off significantly more new monies than even Mr. J. Powell himself. So it's not, again, I'm not saying that like the dollars, is in a great position right here or anything like that, but relative to other fiat currencies around the world, it is, at least for right now. And I do think that we probably are looking at a bigger move right here. The only way I'd really change my mind is if we came back down below like 90, 91, in the next month or two, which I it's possible. Yes, I'm definitely open to that, but well, I'm open to it. Looking at the quarterly right here, it could still definitely happen. There's no doubt about that. But it's very interesting to see like the emotional responses of some people. Like people will get actually mad at me and call me all sorts of very like bizarre and just uncalled for fucking names by talking about a chart. It's just a fucking chart, man. It's just a fucking chart. I didn't say anything about you or your mom. It's just all I did was speak about a goddamn chart. What about Mark? Well, Mark's mom's is lovely, and everyone knows that because everyone knows. Anyways, we do see NASDAQ kind of breaking down a little bit here too. It does look a little bit of short-term toppy. I would be looking for a quick move. I would be looking for a bit of a bounce up first, probably like 14.8 or a little bit over 14.800. It looks like 14.840 is where I'd be looking towards right here. Technically still in an uptrend as well, but with the weekly close looming overhead, this would start to look like we do have a bit of, at the very least, a short and medium term top in place, and probably does trade back down somewhere right around like 14.4, give or take like $100 off that one. So that could also be a bit of a catalyst. Although the problem is with this is that, everyone wants Bitcoin to be not correlated to the stock market when Bitcoin is going up. But the problem is this one's been going up for a long time now, and we have not seen Bitcoin fall and do the same thing. So I would say that, the correlation between the two is, I don't know, man. It's just another talking point. Does it really mean all that much? You have to trade the fucking asset that's in front of you. But I would imagine that if this does start to come down, it's probably not going to end up too well for Bitcoin as of this moment in time, because Bitcoin typically does trade with the techs and financials, which NASDAQ represents both XLK and XLF, of course. I'm not saying that this is done long term though. This is actually still, I suppose, okay. So do we set up for a 20,000, or sorry, not a 20,000, 15 to 20% correction in the next couple of months here? Probably yes. And what do you know? We've actually just barely hit my target. This is, and I don't want to toot my own horn here, but this is the call that I'm probably most proud of ever in my life. I don't think I'll ever have a better call than this ever, because this is just like a generational thing right here. I called $15,000 on NASDAQ, I think about a year and a half ago, coming out of the coronavirus dump time right here. And everyone thought I was absolutely fucking crazy. And well, it doesn't mean anything because I didn't trade it, so who cares? Do I think it could go for more over time? Maybe yes. I don't think that we're going to be like entering into like the longest bear market of all time, but a 20% correction would be rather healthy. Maybe over the next few months. So I'd be looking for it to grind up. And to be fair, it's still in an uptrend on pretty much every time frame. So I am doing this a little bit prematurely, but we do see one drive of bearish divergence right there. Daily Jewel is a little bit more in a bearish posturing, but not there just yet. I want to see it line up for like a perfect signal. And if volatility starts to expand from this territory, usually in stock market, that does mean a price action going down. And when I say like expand, I mean above 50 percentile, not what we're seeing right now. In fact, pretty much, no, I would not say that. Not every time we go above 50 percentile, it actually goes down. That is not true. Anyways, is there anything else I want to talk about right now, or have we beaten these horses to death? And does everyone hate me more than they already should? Let's see. What is CME doing right here? Or let's no, we already did that on the short-term time frames. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's get on to the comments and see what we got going on right now. All right, I suspect there is going to be some very interesting ones today. Scott Carney says, "Hello guys, ALYI, am I screwed?" Let's see. ALYI. I don't know, man. You ask every day, but no time frames given. Are you screwed? I mean, it's the same thing I've been telling you, man, for a while now. Still in a nice channel here. I give it the benefit of the doubt as long as it holds this. Yes, you can get wicks below. In fact, I wouldn't even mind another wick down to like low 3 cent or so, but I just don't want to see it break below and close below the last low, which is actually a little bit lower than this right here. We'd say about 3.5 cent, I believe, is what that's lining up with. As long as it's kind of holding this area right here, that's fine. That's okay. But again, man, I don't have anything new to update on this one. I'll just be looking for this one to trade sideways if it's going to be bullish. If it breaks this area right here, be looking for a round down somewhere around like 2.15 cent. But again, you know, I do give it the benefit of the doubt, at least for now, because it is in a weekly uptrend, and we do see a bit of a change of behavior here on the volume signature. Anyways, let me throw on this one. Oh, that's what I forgot to talk about on Bitcoin. We forgot to talk about the volume profile. Hey, here's one more bullish thing actually, and this does deserve a lot of consideration, in fact. So I will say this in a very sincere tone. Okay, so what I'm using right now is the Bitcoin index chart. So it's conglomerating all the major exchanges. And if we throw in the volume profile now, we see a different read than what we have seen going back even a week ago. So we do have something that's rather powerful right here. And we do say that this is starting to look a lot more like the volume profile of something that is under of what you would expect with accumulation. Problem is, as long as we're below the point of control, that is not good. And where's the point of control coming in? It's actually even below our last lower high, 34,250-ish region. It's coming in right around 32,650 or so. Pretty much yesterday's rejective high right there. So if Bitcoin could start to close daily dildos above there, that would look okay. That would look decent. But until that happens, I mean, you do actually have to entertain the other side. I mean, because that is what it is telling you. But it would say that this is kind of like a precipice if you are going to be looking at this as accumulation. So we actually do see what you would expect to see on a more long-form accumulation as far as the volume profile perspective goes. But this is, you know, again, like it's we are kind of splitting hairs, to be fair. Anyways, back onto the short-term timeframes over here and back onto the comments to see what we've got. All right, sweet. Andy G says, I like big tits. Me too, man. We have a lot in common. Rose says, buy low, sell lower, flap, flap, flap. There you go. Buy low, sell lower. God damn it, Rose. Good to see you, man. By the way, I saw what was it, New World? Yeah, I saw New World on Steam, man. I'll have to get into that. Is the beta coming up at the end of this month, or is it next month? I think it releases in maybe August. Miss Scott Carney says, BS Krown, you said the downside is funner. Liar. I mean, it is funner as a trader, yes, but if I just want to like relax and focus on other things, the upside is better. The upside is better. It's a lot easier on the soul too, and more importantly, during the upside, people are happy. People are all smiles during the upside. So it's a lot easier on the soul, right? Anyways, Abaddynamic and Design says, hello, sir. So great to see you. Hey, good to see you too, man. Good to see you too, brother. King Cosmic says, hi, Spy. Hi, Spy. Hello, Spy. Please, 1 hour daily and weekly. Sure, man. Let's check it out. We'll look at Spy Futures over here. Where is it? Oh, there he is. Found it. Okay, let's take off the volume profile for now. And what are we looking at? A little bit of a short-term pop back up. I'd be looking at 43.50 or so, or 43.60, or we're already, yeah, okay, it's 43.60 or so. Hourly, as you asked for, is actually short-term good. I would actually be looking for this one to dig its way back up. 43.60. No, I reassessed my prior call. 43.60 is where I'd be looking towards short-term. Daily is, you know, it's very similar to NASDAQ. Yes, it is a bit in trouble right here, but as long as it's within an uptrend, it is not very wise to call any sort of a legitimate pullback. But if you do want to look for a pullback target, it'd be 43.10 or so, just right at 43 basically. Weekly is a bit toppy here too. I'm curious what this looks like on the trending charts over here. Let's go see. Are we brushing up against the top side Toronto band? No, we actually didn't even meet it. What about momentum oscillators? Not giving me too much right there either. Very interesting. What about, oh, this is very interesting right here. Let's actually throw this one in. I do want to see what this looks like. Okay, so what are we looking at right there? 801. All right, where did that hit? Okay, so that was actually on the last high, so fair enough. No, I don't really have anything new to say about that. Maybe the daily will provide some insight. No, again, I do think short term probably tries for another upside move. Maybe if daily MACD does cross to the downside with any sort of a closure below 43.30, I would be looking for a move down to the 20 simple. That's 4,300 or so. But that's not that big of a move, to be fair. Let's see. Yeah, it's barely a 1.3% move right there. Yeah, probably a bit premature to be calling like a top here just yet. Still never know when Jay Powell might get on the old horn and start speaking again. Anyways, okay, all right, where are we at now? Hey, what's up, Legend LEZs? Apple Daily Weekly. Okay, just pullback, bro, or is it about to go Bitcoin on my broadcast? All right, let's check it out. AAPL. And you're looking at daily and weekly, is that right? Yes, that is correct. Okay, is Apple about to get wrecked, as you're asking? No, I don't really see anything that's concerning here. Why am I getting a countdown right? Oh, I guess it is still counting down, but fair enough. Do you already have this one charted out? Surely I do. Yeah, I do. This must have been on a monthly. No, man, I think that this is fine. We've almost hit our target, and now that I look at it, the target was maybe a little bit exaggerated right there, so we're pretty fucking close. I said target of about 154. We got up to 150. It's very, very close right there. You kind of expect a pullback within this region. No, I'm not. I wouldn't be looking for this one to reverse right here. I don't look at this as any way, shape, or form bearish as long as you're below, as long as you're even above 145. It's not even a top of conversation. Yes, this does look a little bit, that would be a little bit of short-term toppiness right there, but you're not asking about short-term. If you are, even then, going down to the 4-hour, still in an uptrend, man. The monthly's not bearish. The weekly's not bearish. This looks like a breakout. I mean, we've gotten pretty close to that target, but you would expect once this target is hit, which, I'd say pretty much close enough, you expect a little bit of sideways action, and then if it is reaccumulation, expect new highs on top of that, which we don't have just yet. It's a little bit too young on this one, but no, I don't think I don't think it's bad just yet. I think it's actually maybe I'll regret saying this, but I think it's rather fine right now. What did Momentum also to say? Do we have any sort of bearish divergences staring us in the face? We do, yes. So yeah, maybe it does open up on a pullback today, maybe like 146 or so. But again, wait, where's this last low right here? It's actually more like 144 actually. And that's not even the 10 simple, man. All major moving averages tracing right there. Nah, I give it the benefit of the doubt, man. I'd go with the monthly on this one. I don't really have any major issues with this as it is. Monthly RSI is still very much bullish to myself, so yeah, not bad. All right, cool. Let's see. Abaddemic says, since you were on the daily BB for the first time in a while and did close back inside of it, would you use the lower BB on the low of the prior daily as an invalidation point? Okay, so let's pull up exactly what you're talking about first. All right, so we're gonna go over here to our Bollinger Band charts, and we're gonna go over to Bitcoin right here. And let's reread your comment now that we have this up, and let's get rid of that for now. Okay, so Abbott says, okay, since you were on the daily BB for the first time in a while and did close back inside of it, would you use the lower BB or the low of the prior daily as an invalidation point? No, I wouldn't, because you're not seeing any sort of like reversal dildo right here, right? So when you go for that play, you want to see something like this, where you have like a big wick below and you close on like a hammer or a doji or something that's like a traditional sort of reversalish type signal. You see the same thing right here too, actually. This is a pretty damn good signature, actually. What happened after that, it was actually pretty damn good as well. I mean, that was a 20% move, but no follow through above any of the major points, unfortunately. This is not the same thing to me right here. No, you'd want to see another one lower. So no, I don't think that that's an invalidation point. My invalidation point, if you're going to punt along here, would be below this low right here, and that's a lot of risk. Could it work? Yeah, I mean that's basically what you're betting on. That's basically what you're betting on at this moment in time if you do want to long it. And it's a trade setup, but would I take it myself? No. I also wouldn't take the downside trade here either, just because it's like you're like $2,000 in the hole from just price action. If you're going to be wrong and you're trading and you're trying to trade the trend, it's going to be a little bit difficult. A little bit too much risk for myself. Other people out there might be a little bit more cavalier with their finances. Fair enough. But to answer your question just bluntly, no, I would not use it as an invalidation point. The last daily low is meaningless to me right here. Lilith Music says, hey Krown, what's up, man? Would you please check out Aussie dollar? Yes, let's look at some Forex here. Yeah, let's get rid of all this nasty cryptocurrency. Let's look at some Forex right now. Down. I think I've been bearish on this one for a little bit of time. I need to see on. It does look like it might want a bit of a daily bounce for right now, though. Nope. Wait, oh, we're on the monthly right here. Yeah, I would be looking at this one as long-term down. I do think that you just put in a monthly lower high here, but that's not what you're asking about. You're asking about you're asking about the weekly. All right, let's see. Yeah, down, man. Next move, 73.40-ish or so. Probably another short-term bounce there, but this one looks like it wants to come further and further down. Weekly Jewel got a pretty damn good sell signal on the 24th of May. Not the high, but a little bit after that. Did get the momentous move. I do like that. Volatility increasing. Trend is down, and I'd be looking at next bounce here, and then probably continuation over the next couple months back down to this major area right here, 70 cent even, and then perhaps a lower over time after that. But yeah, it just looks like another lower high to me, man. On the monthly, not good. The dollar is rising, sirs and zers. That's right, America's back. But what does that mean? I don't fucking know. I listened to Jay Powell speak to Congress yesterday, and it's very clear they're not going to be stopping the money printer anytime soon, or like really tapering the stock purchases. So take that as you will, man. Like, that's pretty fucking crazy. I still can't stop thinking about that. It's like the Fed is injecting billions into the stock market. Like, what the fuck? These are really, 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 really crazy times. I don't. Maybe I'm the only one. Maybe it's perhaps I just don't understand the economic situation, which I would say I full-heartedly do not. It's too complicated for me to understand. I'm just a simple trader. But what the hell? That just sounds like unnecessary risk to me, man. Anyways, okay. Jazz says VeChain 4 hour and daily, please. Hope you all have an amazing day. Hope you have an amazing day as well, man. What was it again? Sorry. VeChain. There we go. All right, VeChain. There we go. USD. You know, it's funny, man. I was playing a video game yesterday, and someone recognized me in the server, and then the other people found out that I was like a crypto trader, I guess. And someone asked me about VeChain, if that could make him rich. And well, it made Josh rich, or richer. I don't know where he started, but don't think so right here, at least. Or at least if you do want to pick it up, you're probably gonna get a lot lower prices than this. I really don't like this chart right here, man. Monthly is, it's kind of in a bouncy area, but this is, I mean, here's a real chart, man. That's the real chart. Ugh, it's just a vomit. Now, what time frames are we looking at? Okay, 4 hour and daily. All right, let's go do you justice, sir. 4 hours. Jesus fucking Christ. Don't do it, man. There's nothing bullish about this thing, even on short-term time frames, as long as it's below the last lower high right here. That's 7 spot, 7.25. So if you do take out that area, would be looking for a nice rally. Could rally up all the way to like 7.5, 7.8 region. But yeah, I'm not a humongous fan of this right here. We do have a little bit of bullish divergence come off the low, but you could argue that that's played out in a very anemic way. 4 hour Jewel is maybe lining up for a buy signal here, but I'd really need to see a big closure on this next 4 hour dildo or two. Needs to be back up about 7.25, and then yeah, that would play out, and you could probably target a move back up to this region right here. Let's see what the daily looks like. Oh man, wow. That is weak as all hell. Death cross and looming, consolidating on the lows, lower highs all the way through. It's not even like putting in rallies, it's just rolling over into all rallies fail as of recently. Daily, nothing to be, I'll just take it. Here's all you need to know on the daily. Nothing to be excited here on the daily, as long as you're below basically the 200 exponential average, which is 9 cents or so. Next area of support to the downside, and again, whatever Bitcoin does, this one's very likely to follow. More so to the downside, just below 6 cents right there. And if that area gives way, then you got 3.5 cents to look forward to. Wow. Oh my God, man. This literally is the Wall Street market cycle cheat sheet right here. I mean, this is almost one to, hold on. This is actually almost 1-to-1. Let me pull this up. Wall Street cycle. Yeah. Let's see this. Yeah, this is like eerily close, in fact. Check this out. It doesn't need to be exactly like this. This is mostly just going off of the what's it called, the different emotional portions of the cycle. But you can see a very clear and obvious complacency bounce that was right here. So where are we right now? Well, we've gone to anxiety. We've gone to denial. Are we in denial right now? Denial was right here. Where are we right now? We're in panic and anger. Actually, we might be closer to lows there. I do think it probably grinds this area out a little bit more, though. Maybe as much down to like 3.5 cents as well, but it's getting pretty mature within that cycle. I would say it's getting pretty mature there. Going to depend on what Bitcoin does, of course, as well. But let's see. Jack Asselman, what's up, man? Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It was a good time. I gotta tell you, man, BitBoy, like, it's not just Ben Armstrong of BitBoy. There's like a team of like at least 10 people there. I counted at least like 6 or 7 people on set. Like, they have like a legitimate TV show. Like, you would expect to see something similar on like a CNBC, for example, as what you get there. Like, as far as production quality wise goes, it's very impressive, man. Like, they have a whole like for this, it's just me. It's just me here. And we got Elsa as well helping out, and our lovely moderators too, and of course, you know, our app support. But as far as like the actual show goes, they have like an actual set and everything. It's really impressive. It's really impressive actually. It's rather daunting to be there. Anyways, okay, you're looking at Ethereum, Bitcoin, short, medium, and long term. Let's do it. Let's see where this one's at right now. Holding on to 6 million satoshis thus far. I forget what we said on this one last time. I know that long term I still like it. I do know that. Short term, see what the weekly says. Okay, weekly got pretty far down there. I do think you could be putting in a low right here. This is actually looking okay. This is what you would expect on a nice healthy consolidation, in fact. 4 hour. You know what? I would actually treat this as a higher low right here. Probably on the daily for now. I actually would do that. I'd give it the benefit of the doubt, Jack. If it does fail this area, it's pretty easy to know. I mean, anywhere below the low of it's 5.8 million satoshis, and I'd be looking for another run towards this area right here, or wherever the 21 is on the weekly. Yeah, they're pretty much the same, 5.5 million satoshis. But this is actually decent activity right here. I do think it's going to trade sideways for a long time between about 5.7 million satoshis and about 6.6 million satoshis on the weekly specifically. I don't think that I have a good idea on the short-term timeframes, Jack. I don't want to comment on that right now. If anything, I would be looking for short-term up. It actually looks okay. We see 4-hour Joule continuation. We see 4-hour RSI. Sloppy up, I guess. Maybe back up to like 6.2 million satoshis, but I don't feel too confident on that. I like the weekly here on this one. I'd give it a chance to go sideways, man. Sideways is good on this one. Same thing for Bitcoin. Sideways is good. Sideways is best case for Boolaws here. The more sideways it goes, the better, in my opinion, for the longer time. All higher term time frames still very much bullish to me. I don't have anything new to update right there. Short term time frames I'm not too confident on, but yeah, man, I hope that that's in some way helpful. But it's still holding there, man, like very valiantly. I think that kind of speaks for itself. Of course, Ethereum does have its big event beginning of August. So if it's beginning of August, what does that essentially mean? It means we probably do see at least holding sideways into there, maybe even a bit of a rally into that event as well. And then we'll see if this time is different when it gets its event. Mr. Minaj, how you doing, Mr. Minaj? Hey, Krown, I inherited some stock ticker TSCO. Is this Tesco? Like, is Tesco no, it's a tractor supply company. All right. Or are you British? You're probably British if you're up at this time of the night or this time in the morning. I'm going to guess it's this one most likely. Let's see. Okay. Can you look at the bi-monthly and the monthly, please? Sure. Daily is just looking this one just looks like one sideways asset. Monthly's okay. Okay, so what I see here on the monthly is I do see a change of behavior. I do like the higher lows on the monthly, and I would look at this first and foremost as some sort of ascending triangle right here, and I respect the higher lows until proven otherwise. Now, I do think as well it's going to be taking a long time to kind of Tesco. Okay, so it is Tesco. Okay, cool. All right, great. Hey, what's up, Philson? I see you over there, man. Tomo, please. We can look at that soon enough. Looking at this one right here, though, I do think it's going to spend a lot of time within this region if it is going to turn around and like actually be bullish. And you could probably target, you know, the last major breakdown point if it does break out above its current high structure right here, which is about 258 or so. And I would be holding on to that again as long as it holds a higher low structure. Your last higher low is about 207 or so. You can also use this trend line right here too. It's one and the same essentially. You did ask about a bi-monthly. Let's just look at a quarterly. They're going to be about the same anyways. I'd have the same thing to say about this as well. It does paint a decent picture here though. What I want to see next is I want to see quarterly Joule turn white, and then I want to see, well, this is actually doing what you would expect already. This looks like a good healthy monthly reversal here, man. I actually think that this one probably pulls through, but it's going to take some time. Wouldn't be surprised if this goes all the way out until like late 2022 or even 2023. I mean, you can see that the apex of this triangle is coming in where? It's coming in like October 2026, and you're typically, or cyclically speaking, a lot likely to break them, you know, about 75% full. So that'd actually be in 2023. So probably gonna be waiting for a while, man. Okay, sweet. All right, so Mr. Filson wants to look at Tomo. We can look at that. No time frames given, so I'm just gonna roll with it on the 4-hour daily. Hey, that is much better than expected on a quarterly. Very good. I expect hey, very good on the daily. Very good. Very, 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 very nice. Very, very nice. I'll be looking for this one to continue up to 290. We got a golden cross on the daily. Daily trend is flipped. Volume is supporting it. Very good. One of the best altcoins we've seen today. Not that we've seen really any good altcoins today thus far, but very good thus far. You know, as long as you're riding the 4-hour uptrend, which your last higher low is about 210, Just let it run in the path of least resistance here. I like this one, man. Very impressive. Very, very impressive, actually. And the weekly holds a higher low structure as well. Very impressive. Extremely impressive. It's good to see at least some altcoins do something like this, because I do think that it increases the probabilities that Bitcoin could maybe pull through in the same fashion. You know, all this is just one mega massive trap right here, and Bitcoin's just going to green dildo its way back up above, $36,000 by end of week. That would look very good. That would look very, very good. As we do see some of the altcoins doing that. Jazz says Alector indicator. Hey, thanks for that, man. I appreciate that very much. Okay, so 4 hour and daily on Alec. Whoopsies. How do you spell that? Okay, Alec Incorporated. Okay, this one right here, I'm guessing. Or is it Elector? Oh, no, it is Elector. Sorry. Let's pull this one back up. Oh, no, I'm already on it. Okay, my bad. Alrighty, there we go. And you're looking at a 4 hour and daily. Daily looks like a pullback after a bit of a massive breakout right here, which is to be expected. But let's see. Let's kind of let's pinpoint a bit of the areas on the 4 hour. I would be expecting a bounce here, or anywhere between here and about 32 even, and I'd treat this as a legitimate breakout as long as it holds the breakout low, which is 30 and 92. As long as you're above there, decent. If you do lose this area, very bad. Very likely going to come back down to your prior breakout area and cough up the whole damn rally at 23 and 3/4 or so. But the weekly right here is, there's a lot of sell pressure in this region right here. That's not necessarily the most confidence inducing thing. Bless you, sir. And why am I getting targets down there right now too? Bless you again, sir. Oh, that's actually right around the low. Yeah, I do think maybe a little bit of short term down right here, but as long as it doesn't take out this level about 30.5 or so, I'd give it the benefit of the doubt, and I would treat it as a real breakout. Volume signature does seem to be supportive of that, especially on the daily. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'd give it the benefit of the doubt, man. Give it some time to kind of shake out as people take profit here. But I don't think it's going to like continue to new all-time highs from this exact day. I think it's going to take some time going sideways within this region, and I would have a natural bullish bias again as long as it holds about $30.5 or so. Okay, cool. J3F says, hey, what's up, J3F? Cream USDT, 1 and 4 hour and daily. Okay, all right, cream. Yes, the cream. It puts the lotion on its skin. Maybe we go Polonix. Okay, this one has a decent amount of... This is actually pretty good. This is very good as well. Hey, another altcoin that has a decent chart right here. Very clear and obvious accumulation. This one's even popping above the range. I think this one's ready to break out, or at least very close to it. Any sort of... I'd even say it's pretty much already there. Where's the next sort of targeted region? Somewhere right around about 220 or so. Here's the problem, though. If Bitcoin does fall apart, do I think that this one comes with it? Yes, but maybe this is another signal that a lot of altcoins might be leading this rally right here, and maybe we do see Bitcoin put in that bear trap that we spoke about earlier. It's possible. It's plausible. I think it's still a little bit against most of the things that we're looking at, but this would be another thing kind of pointing in that direction. 4 hour is fine. 4 hour short-term continuation about 195.5. Hourly, oh man, this thing is like not trading. Hourly, I don't have an opinion on. Sideways at best, maybe back down to 180 short-term, but 4 hour looks good to me. I do think that you're going to generally see continuation here. Daily, I really like as well. This is the chart I'd be looking at, and weekly is what weekly is very good here too. In fact, weekly could have a much higher target, but very, very, very constructive over the last couple months here. Over the last like half year, but still very, very good, very good, very impressive to see something like this. I'm guessing this is a DeFi thingy. It's a DeFi thing. Yeah, I sound like a true goddamn boomer. But it's one of those DeFi things I heard on the interwebs. What is all this DeFi's? You want to look at coin? Yeah, we can look at Coinbase. I think that would be a good idea to do today as well. Maybe Coinbase has some secrets within it. Let's see, Coinbase right here. Oh! It's coughed up the whole damn rally. Oh, fuck! Okay, all right, so we're just going to ignore that one happened and move on. Only bullish things today, guys. Only bullish things. Arahaya Rosh says the beautiful hex chart on the 4 hour and daily, please. Great analysis as always. Hey, thanks, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I always get a little bit scared when someone asks me about hex. Holy shit! What the fuck? 20 cents? Jesus Christ, man! So this one didn't just hit my target; it obliterated it. All right. So what did I say right here? I said 13-cent target. That was 2 days ago. That one obviously got hit. Did we even see a pullback there on the 4 hour? Yeah, we did see a pullback there on the 4 hour actually. Yeah, wow. Jesus Christ, man. This one is event driven though, but sir? Sir?
Oh no.
Oh. I don't think that this one's done just yet, actually. I don't have any more targets to give on this thing, man. It's in like true parabolic fashion right here. I think that this is probably gonna be like the last drive of this run, but if there's one thing I know about parabolic rallies, it's that it always goes higher than what you think. And you know what I mean, it's actually even increasing in volume right here too. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, this one I don't know where this one's going to end up, but I don't think the rally's done just yet. I do think that it is coming to a relative stop somewhat soonish. This is like very climactic right here. Holy shit. There's no more targets for me to generate on this. I don't have any more targets on this thing. It's just it's doing what it's going to do. Just let it roll. Here's what I would say though. I would generally be still bullish on this thing as long as it's above about 12 and oh my god, 12.25 cents. Jesus Christ, man, this thing's moving fast. As long as it's above there, I do give the Bula still the nod here, but it looks to me like it's in like the last push of a parabolic blow off top. But then again, I look at BBWP right here. It's not even hitting 100 percentile, so this probably has a little bit more to go. Until this hits 100 percentile, I would not be looking for a top, and it's actually only it's only 91 spot 27 percentile right now, so it can go higher. It can definitely go higher, and that's my experience with parabolic markets, is that they always go higher than what you think. This one, if I was trading this, I'd just be hands off for now. When it turns around, it's going to be very, very fast, but I don't think it's here just yet. Do we see anything that's even concerning on our side? I mean, yeah, it's rather high, but I don't really see bearish evidence just yet, unless we put in a high right here, which we have not done. Yeah, I'd give it the benefit of the doubt. Probably runs for some new highs after this. Whenever the event is, which I'm not too familiar with this one, like as far as fundamentally speaking goes, but whenever that is, that's probably when I'd be looking for a bit of a turning point. So yeah, bullish as long as it's above 12.25. Jesus Christ, man, powerful chart, very, very powerful. Sam Fregnosi says, okay, we got some more forex here. All right, pound versus Swiss franc. Okay, HF. What do we have on this one? Looks like it's in a nice healthy consolidation. This one's bullish on the daily, yes. But what did you ask for? You asked for 4 hour and daily. Okay. Daily, I do like it as long as it's doing something like this. I do look at this very likely to resolve in a bullish format, but I don't think it's ready just yet. I think it's going to take some time going sideways within this region. So you're probably focused on the 4 hour right now. What is the 4 hour looking like? I don't really have an opinion on the 4 hour. Moving average perspective is that it's down, but this is just consolidation. I don't think that holds too much merit. Maybe the hourly is actually gonna be better here. Hourly says down first, but I don't think I have a good opinion on the short-term time frames. Daily's good though. I do like daily. Weekly is weekly still creating a lower high here, but you can see that it's consolidating, and this does look like it is a change of behavior. It does look like we might actually have a real reversal here. Technically speaking though, your real reversal is not confirmed until you get back above about 130, and then yes, it's going to look very, very good. Target long-term 137 and maybe higher after that. But this is a decent signature right here. Just need to see it maintain above about 126, it looks like, and I would be looking for sideways and then probably an upside resolution. Of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Nimbo says, Krown, yeah, doggy leading the charge. Is it? Where's Mr. Rollover over here? Oh man, really is rolling over there. Are we seeing? Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, the daily certainly has rolled over. I don't think this market's done to the downside until doggy comes below about 10 cents. Then again, maybe I eat my words on that one. I don't know. Do we just see one massive green dildo that brings us back above about 27 cents or so? Maybe. Possible. I've seen crazier things, but God, God damn. That is ugly. That is fucking ugly, man. That is real ugly. Holy shit. Wow. What does a weekly look like? Yeah, we've already looked at that one. I'd be looking at 14 cents. If Bitcoin breaks down, that one's coming down to 14 cents before the next bounce. Wow, the monthly is even way below that too. I still stick long term. I do think this one's coming down below 10 cents. I got a lot of shit for calling a top here when this one was like trading just below 60 cents a couple months ago. I feel quite good about that one now. And look, I'm not like trying to, I understand that like losing finances if you were for some reason involved in this piece of garbage. Look, I understand that losing finances is like not fun and sucks and everything like that. I'm not trying to poke fun at anyone, but hey, someone's gonna have a laugh at the end of the day, and looks like shit, man. Looks like absolute shit. Robert DeRue says, can you check out Doggy USDT? Has it woofed its last woof? I'm short from 22 cents. Okay, so you shorted. Okay, where did you short exactly? You shorted right here. You have a pretty damn good position. It's a very easy to manage position. Has it woofed its last woof? That's funny, man. I do think it's generally going down from here. I don't think you're gonna see anything back above 35 cents for like a year or two, if ever, maybe if ever. Then again, this thing has consistently, come back over time. So it would be a little bit naive of me to say that. My point is, I don't think that this one's going to reverse from here at all whatsoever. This thing is, even if Bitcoin were to green dildo its way, confirm a macro low, I still don't think Dogecoin would be making new all-time highs anytime soon, if ever. Has it woofed its last woof? I mean, it looks exceedingly shitty here, but if there's one thing that's true in cryptocurrency land, it's that the worse that the chart looks, the harder it typically pumps. I think that you got a great position, more importantly, and to manage this position is very, very simple in this case, because you did get such a good entry, and it would be 20 cents right here, 20.5 cents actually. As long as you're below there, yeah, I think it's woofed its last woof. You're probably headed down to like 10 cents or below 10 cents. Something like that, but at least you have a stop in profit no matter what. I mean, again, you're like 22 cents in, so what? That's like a you have like a 20% profit, I think, if I'm doing some mental math right there. No, not even close. Jesus Christ, man. You have a 7.5% profit right there. Still pretty damn good, but overall, man, I do think that this one will come further down, to put it bluntly. Daily RSI hasn't even really gotten going here just yet. Daily Joule is giving off another hodl your short signal, if anything. Volatility is expanding right here with trend just to the downside. I do think so. You got a natural stop right around about 20 spot 40 right there. I think you got a phenomenal position, to put it bluntly. I think you did a humongously good job trading, and that is something 20 spot 40. Oopsies, my bad. I have too many windows open right there. It's what hell sounds like. It's like my voice in both of your ears coming in from multiple angles. My favorite way to troll Elsa is I'll play like 10 videos of mine and put them all at 2x speed and then blast it, and I tell her this is what hell sounds like. She loves it. She absolutely loves it. What's up, JJ? Oh, you're having a conversation with someone. I will not interlude with that. Nimbo says BitBoy makes over 140,000 per month on YouTube advertisement revenue. I would not be surprised at all if that is even a lowball number for that. Like, that guy is banking it crazy. Like he truly is the channel. Or I guess there's also Coin Bureau as well, but some people have expressed some interesting things with that too. Whatever. Yeah, we talked about Hex. I'd like to get away from Hex more, though. Look, it's fucking bullish. I think I've called that one rather well. I don't know what to say after this last move, though. It's going to do its thing, man. It's just going to do its thing. But I want to distance myself from Hex mostly because I don't understand the fundamentals of it. And I fear that my sort of glowing reviews on the chart, which I stand by 100%, the chart is the best chart. At some point, if something were to happen, hopefully something does not happen. I'll put it that way. He's a decent guy too, but I wouldn't trust his TA. Who is this? Doggy always goes back to not point not one. Yeah, there you go. Review on Tech Lead. I don't. I'm aware of Tech Lead, but I don't know him all that well. I know that is he the guy that's in charge of Million Token? That seems like that's gonna be another like potential lawsuit in the making. That looks pretty damn crazy. Basically, he's created an experiment, which is legal jargon, or it's jargon to get around the legality of what he's doing. I don't think that shit's good for the space, to be honest with you. Like, Dogecoin is not good for the space. Like, all these meme type of bullshits are not good for the space overall. I mean, they're almost always going to end in some fashion like this. Almost always. You talked 5x speed at BitBoy. Man, I didn't even have fucking coffee that day. Are you kidding me? I could turn it up to 1,000,000. That'd be really, really good. Let's see. I mean, well, BitBoy is like infotainment, man. I mean, that like he'll tell you that straight up himself. He's not like trying to like do charts, I don't think. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, several people have like, you know, marketing channels and whatnot. That's just their thing, man. Just have to understand like what you're looking at. Tech Lead only likes Web3s. I don't even know what that's in reference to. Okay, cool. Let's see. B Pro thoughts. We can look at B Pro. What's one doing? Let's see. Yeah, it would actually be a very interesting day to go over a lot of altcoins just to see where they're at right now. B Pro is actually looking decent for a little bit of a short-term up. I like the daily higher low right here. This is what you really would hope for on Bitcoin. Daily Jewels giving you a bit of a soft buy. Daily RSI is not great, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing pop up to like 0.0, now it's 3.9 or so. Volatility on the ground, so this one is very likely looking to expand, and I do think that this one probably, I mean, this one is a pump and dump, right? But it looks like it's getting ready for a pump here. It ain't bad. So I suppose that's another like slightly good thing for Bitcoin, maybe. I'm really try my hardest to do the hopium dance right now, but it just keeps on selling down, those damn nasty bearers. G-dubs. Hey, what's up? What's up, G-dubs W? Got a shitcoin for you to look at. Okay, H-bar on the weekly, please. Okay, this is Herderp graph. H-bar. And you said on the weekly? All right. Most of these altcoins don't even really have a weekly, so let's see what this one has. 4 hour, not great. Daily, not great. Well, okay, you got a little bit of the... okay, you actually do have some... There's some interesting things going on right here. Huh. Okay, so what do we see? Daily Jewel, a little bit of it's a little bit of upside momentum right there. It's not a signal in and of itself. Daily RSI is actually decent here for some short-term up. What I want to see here is I want to see that bait of the death cross and close above it. If you close anywhere above 1969 right here, wherever the 200 exponential average is, this one's very likely to run up somewhere around like 24, maybe even 25 cents or so. It would look pretty damn good. Now, I know you didn't ask about the daily, you asked about the weekly. The weekly looks like shit, so perhaps you don't want me to look at that one. Weekly breakdown point would be below 1540-ish region, but the daily looks like it actually does want to kind of curl around here, and we do have, or do we have a higher low? We do actually have a higher low in place. Hey, that would be pretty damn good. So maybe Bitcoin does pull through here. I mean, we're seeing a lot of altcoins looking kind of the opposite of Bitcoin over the last like couple of weeks in this region. They're more curled around, which is typically good. Bitcoin curled in the wrong direction. Usually going to be distribution. As far as that goes. Okay, let's see. Fight me, BitPedo. Who's BitPedo? what is going on right there? Okay, sorry, I just missed one more. Dogoshi. Hey, what's up, Dogoshi? Bought a 695 Tesla call on 7/13 for 1935. Expiration, what is that, next week? 2 days later, it's worth 325. Chance for a rebound to get out at break even by expiration. I mean, that's all premium right now, man. You bought 2 weeks to expiration. You're buying the premium. You're just slow bleeding there. It's better to just buy straight up stock if you're going to do that, in my opinion. And Elon Musk's comments basically show that he wants the stock down. No, I don't. I don't think so. I think that this one's still consolidating here. I think it's okay. I think it's okay, but by your time frame, do I think it's going to pop back up? To where your premium is back up to like basically $20 off a 695 call, where you're like deep out of the money now. You're not deep out of the money, but you basically bought the resistance on that call. So you'd be looking for a breakout within the next week. Do I think it's possible? I don't think it's, well, I don't know. What does the weekly say here? Weekly's not giving me too much. I do think if you probably put those on like a September regular expiration, you'd probably be right, and you'd probably be fine there. But you bought all premium. You should have bought stock. And you shouldn't have been on it there. You should have done it at support. Buying resistance typically not the best idea. And I'm not like trying to shake you out or trying to like scold you while you're down. No, I'm just saying this like in general. Do I think that it could? It could, but to the point where you're at break even for your calls. Because look at this, man. So what you did is you bought 695 Tesla strike call, and you bought it for like $20. So basically, in order to break even, you need price at about what, 715. So 715 is where that's right around here. So you're basically looking for a breakout of not just the 4 hour, but the daily. You're looking for a breakout of the daily within a week. I don't know. I do think that this one will pull through, but within that time frame, I don't know if I'd hold my breath for that. I do like the monthly though, but you're operating on the next week. That's the problem with buying like very close premium. It's better to buy straight up stock if you're gonna buy within like a week of expiration. Usually in my experience, unless if like volatility is very low, but volatility I don't believe is very low on this one, or is it? Actually, it is. It's very low right now. Hey, maybe it does work out for you. Look, I do think it's going to pull through here. It's just within that time frame. I don't know. You could use yesterday's low as a stopping point right there. Below yesterday's low, hey, no more talks of no more talks of continuation like coming into next week. I'd be looking for another run back down around 600. So yeah. Hopefully that was in some way helpful. But in the future, if you are going to do something like that, that's what I would suggest. Okay, cool. Let's see what else we got. Hey, what's up, Poncho? There he is. Hold on. What does Poncho say? When Krown Music Career is coming as soon as Doggy Coin comes down to 10 cents, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, Poncho. You know exactly what I'm talking about, man. Oh my god, I can't fucking wait for that. You and Faraz are the genius minds behind what will be unveiled during that time. Holy shit. Can't wait for that, man. Holy shit, I can't wait for that. Crypto Jesus says, Krown, can you please tell me why I always buy the very top of the bull market? Why do you always buy the very top of the bull market? That's a good question. I don't know. Well, let's just run back the clock a few months here and just ask you why. I mean, why did you buy? I know that it's like a joke comment, but I'm actually curious. You know, to be honest, buying right here, there is a lot of good reasons to actually buy right here. I mean, you are in an uptrend. You are essentially breaking out on new highs. But of course, you know, where do you switch that around? For myself, my sort of proclivity switch around on the trend switch up, which isn't until like another month later right here. But it's not, look, buying the highs of markets typically is not like an actual bad trade. Is it a bad investment? Probably a bad investment, but is it a bad trade? No, I mean, you're typically buying the momentum, or you're going for the momentum play, but you always have to have the risk management in operation. So in this case right here, I know I could make arguments for both sides. So fair enough. Smash like people, says Solon. It would be appreciated, but you don't have to like if you don't want to like. It would it would help though. Let's see. Okay, whoopsies, lost my placement there. Let's see, where did we leave off? Moral Mr. Gandhi says platinum weekly and monthly when all-time high. Okay, platinum. I don't know the ticker specifically. Okay, platinum. What's the ticker for that one? Or is it platinum? Oh, it is. Oh, it's spelled differently. Huh. Learn something new every day. It's XPT. That's right. Okay. All right, and you're looking at weekly and monthly. When all-time high, I do like it. I do like it a lot. When all-time high, I don't know about that, man. Okay, I don't know how much I like it when it's in this long of a downturn, but I do think it's going to continue here. When all-time high, I don't know. Then again, I look at the monthly. Not a big fan of that. Quarterly, yeah, quarterly is fine. It probably does push through here. I would say within 6 months, maybe, if it is going to continue from this current posturing. And the higher time frames do look good. That would probably have like a 6-month timeline. I want to see 2 more quarterly dildo closes. Daily, just in a range. I do think it'll pull through here, but it's going to take some time, man. If that's like your literal question. Boris Resky says, hey, sir, you missed my question. GameStop 4 on daily, weekly. Shit, sorry, I blame Elsa. GameStop, well, I think I already know this one is the slow bleed of death. It's the slow bleed of death coming down to die. It's coming all the way to the 200. And the weekly's wrecked. Fuck your monthly, GameStop. Bad. You really shouldn't sing, she says. Not good. I've been saying for the last almost a year now. No, not last year. Last like 6 months. This one's topped out ever since $400 or so. Okay, so you could have actually made a good excuse for this one coming into this area right here in like May. You could have very easily made a good excuse for it, but once you see a swing failure pattern like this, where it closed on new highs and then immediately comes back down and then goes into this massive sideways after that, just not good. This one's entering into the slow bleed of death, and I stand by what I've been saying for a long time. There's going to be bounces. There's going to be bounces all along the way. In fact, you're pretty close to a bouncy area. Thus, right around here at about 150. Looks like you got down to about 158 yesterday. So, I wouldn't mind another bounce within this region, but It's kind of like opposite of Bitcoin here. The more sideways that this one goes, the more bearish that it gets. Whereas Bitcoin, the more sideways that it goes, the more bullish that I get. In this case right here, I stick with what I've been saying, man. This thing's coming down below, not just $100, coming down below $50 and probably even $20 over the next like 2 to 3 years. I'd say it's going to take a lot of time. I wouldn't be surprised to see this like really, get drawn out for a very, 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 very painful move. But is it going to bounce up today? It could bounce back up. It could bounce all the way up to 220, and I'd still say that this thing is just is going back to the gutter. There's nothing bullish about this thing at all whatsoever, as long as you're below wherever the 382 is, and that's actually all the way at 250. I'd even say lower than that at 235 or so. So this thing can bounce around, but you're about to get a pretty bearish cross between the 21 and 55 right there. Yeah, it probably does rally up and test around there. Maybe all the way back to, up to $200. That's completely fine, but generally speaking, long-term sideways and down is what I'd be looking for here. It's very, very bad. I don't think that this one's going to collapse this month though. I think when this one breaks down, it's going to take like another, I don't know, 6 months to a year probably. $100 should be pretty damn big bounce there too, but just let it go sideways for a while, man. But if you're asking about the 4 hour, we can look at the 4 hour, I guess. 4 hour looks a little bit bouncier, could easily bounce back up to 180 or 185. That's certainly not the question, not the question at all, but long term, terrible. Let's see. What about the other meme stock? Is it AMC? Yeah, it's AMC. Let's see how this one's doing. Oh wow. Jesus, man. Yeah, getting boo caked on too. It's kind of same thing here as well. It looks like it wants to kind of bounce relatively soon, maybe back up to like 42 and a half or $43, but wrecked AF as long as you're below about 49 or $50 if you want to make it easy. Weekly wrecked. It's probably going to bounce here, yes, but yeah, this one's done. Didn't even hit my $100 target. Bastard. This one didn't get going as well as GameStop. You also have to understand that this is not Redditors doing this, or at least not on AMC, but on GameStop, it's not Redditors doing that. The reason why you saw that big of a price action is because a bunch of big hedge funds took that same side of the trade as the Redditors. They realized what was going on. They realized that they could squeeze, the massive short positions there. That's where the big money comes from. The Reddit money is not adding up to a fucking drop of piss in the ocean of what the big hedge funds have that are kind of playing this one. Okay, all right. Let's see. Where did I leave off right now? Okay, I think. Oh, there we go. Found it. All right, sweet one. Mamba for Life says, sitting on UST, when would be time to get Link and alt? Okay, so I'll have to give you the normal spiel that I typically give people. Maybe you're new here, which is all good, all well and good. Please do not take this personally. But look, man, when you ask a question like, "Hey, when do I get into this one?" Or when do I get into XYZ name? It's impossible for me to give you that, anything that's relevant to you more. It's impossible for me to give you a good answer. The reason why is because I don't know what the fuck you're trying to do with that. It's also kind of illegal because that would be considered financial advice, right? But more importantly, even if I was a financial advisor and I could do that legally, I need to know a lot of things about what's going on. I need to know what sort of timeframes you're looking at. I need to know what sort of investment or horizon you have. I would need to know what other things you could potentially be looking at as well to consider opportunity costs. And to get like a one sentence, not even a period on it too, bad diction, sir. And you're Canadian, you should know better. You guys have good education system there. I'm just giving you shit, man. But to not even be given a time frame with a question like that or any sort of color on that is just I could never give you like a decent opinion. I could only give you my perspective on it. When do I think is a good time to get into it? I think it's a great time to get short into it. It looks terrible right here, just god awful. This one looks like it's on its deathbed right now. It's probably going to bounce a little bit, but I could just easily say, oh yeah, get into it right now because I'm looking at a 4 hour long scalp, maybe back up to like 1665. That could be valid. Maybe that is what you're trying to do. I don't know. I have no idea. But if we're looking at the higher term timeframes, I mean, this one's going to bounce around. Probably even gets another bounce from this level right here. But I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing come back down below $10. Long term, like where's your base long term? Somewhere around $5. This is not a healthy chart right now. This was one of the best charts, if not the best chart, for about 3-4 years running in cryptocurrency land, and it's completely lost it all. You're going to see your bounces. You're definitely going to see your bounces. But look, when do you get it? Okay, I'm going to assume with a question like that, you're probably looking for like a long-term investment. You're probably thinking like, a few years down the road, maybe like 3 to 5 years minimum. If you're looking at something like that, I wouldn't even look for the low to get in. That's not the right way to be thinking about investing or trading. You want to be buying a fucking trend. You don't buy the down because it typically just continues to the downside. Maybe you nibble a little bit at $5 just because it's just such a massive long-term area, but long-term, bless you, sir. I'd want to see an uptrend. And right now, we don't have anything resembling an uptrend or anything even close to an uptrend right now. On any of the higher term timeframes. This thing has a lot of work to do. The daily is like literally on the lows right now. I very, very bad, very fucking bad. I'd wait until at least get a golden cross on the daily, and that's very far away at the current moment. I think this one probably comes down to like 11 or $12. Probably tries for a bounce there and come back to it after that. Let's get 69 dislikes, says Poncho. We're getting there. We're getting there, sorry. Okay, let's see. Joe the dog says, seems like BitBoy kind of laughed at you on a show. Had to watch it twice. Think he's hey man, if he wants to laugh at me, he can laugh at me. I understand that for most people who are not familiar with like technical analysis or trading, more importantly, they this is probably laughable. I mean, for most people just in general, this is gonna be laughable because we're doing like weird shit. Like it's not normal, man. It's not normal. So that's his prerogative. If he wants to laugh, he can laugh. Fair enough. Shahar Epstein says, hey Krown, thanks for the live shows. Hey man, my pleasure. Could you look at Zilliqa and USD daily? Is it a weak or strong altcoin in your humble opinion? Okay, you can look at USD daily. Is it relatively weak or relatively? Okay, Zilliqa. Okay, and you're looking at it daily. All right, relatively weak. We've seen many altcoins that are actually putting in like, decent daily reversals right now. This is not one of them. So it's relatively weak. It's on the lows. It's coughed up so much of its macro long-term rally. I mean, this is, yeah, the ones that are kind of like par for the course are down about 50%. The ones that are relatively strong are down less than 50% or even putting in uptrends. And the ones that are down more than 50% are, well, this one, and this is not strong. You can see that you're basing off the same areas of Bitcoin back to January of this year. It's already kind of played out a few anemic bounces from here, or this one actually pretty damn good bounce. This one a much less impressive bounce, and once again testing this region. I would say it's certainly relatively weak. It's a weak alt, and for this one, I happen to remember that Zilliqa is one of the alts that would like invade my comment section with Russian or just like broken English bots, and that's usually not what like a legitimate project will do to represent their highly esteemed beanie baby. I mean coin. In this case right here, I don't think it's probably another bounce at 5.5 cents or so, but I don't know how much after that, man. It doesn't look too hot. Doesn't look too hot right there. Nimbo says, smash the dislike. Come on, fools. Come on, folks. We only have 14. What's wrong with you? There we go. We got 16 now. It's good. Garrett says, long live Genghis Khan. Thanks for teaching us how to trade, bro. Hey, man, I'm just sharing my experience here. Whatever you get from it is of your own doing, man. I always want to push that back on people because, look, you're 100% capable, and you got to give yourself the credit for it because you are doing it. I mean, like, I'm not fucking making trades for you if you're learning how to trade. Like, you're just kind of consulting with me. And realistically, the way that this channel should really be viewed, and again, I want to say, hey, gratitude for your comment, man. Like, thank you. I don't want to sound ungrateful, but the way that this channel should really be viewed is that, okay, yes, when you're first starting, yeah, you're learning just as anyone else, but where you really want to get to is you look at this channel as like, we're colleagues, we're colleagues, we are of the same value. And with that, you will say something along the lines of like, yeah, I listen to, I'll tune into Krown's shows and everything. He's cool. He has a unique view on the market. But I have my own thing going on too. And that's what I trust. And that's exactly where you should be. And that's how to think as well. And everyone should think that way so that we're all free thinkers. And then we can kind of come together for something even better, which is actually one of the things that I'm probably most proud of with this community, because we do have a really good core of that. And I suspect that you are one of those people as well. Let's see. Jeff says, like momentum, humans get carried away, FOMO, etc. It's actually pretty easy for people to buy the top. I have too. Learning true trading helps. Lose the FOMO and realize that there's always another opportunity. Absolutely. If it's not another opportunity in this asset, there's a million other assets and more in the totality of the world that you can trade as well. And there's always gonna be an opportunity. So there's never really a reason to feel FOMO, or at least you can feel FOMO, but you can always resolve it with the logical thought process of, hey, if I'm feeling FOMO, that's typically not a good signal, and I shouldn't feel like I'm missing out on something because I can always find the next thing. And if you found one thing, then you can, it's just a matter of repeating that process. That's easy enough. That's easy enough, sir. All right. For rain, I think I'm saying that properly. Hey, Krown. Hello, sir. Do you think XLM and XEM breaking above falling wedge trend lines right now on the 4 and 6 hour charts will carry over to the rest of the market? It's hard to say because we see so many altcoins that look very, very weak, and we see so many altcoins that actually look decent. Maybe we just see bifurcation within this market. I'll look at XLM really quickly. I'm not a big fan of falling wedges, though, so let's just first identify if this is proper and then go from there. No. Well, better than nothing. Better than nothing, but I mean, you're still in a downturn right here. I know that you said 4 and 6 hour. The problem is a 4 hour or a 6 hour trend does not undo a daily, a 2 day, a 3 day, a 5 day, or a weekly, but you got to get started somewhere. But even in this case right here, I mean, it's still operating on lower highs, and that looks like a rejection thus far. Let's see what Momentum also is saying. Yeah, if you do put in a high right here, if you do confirm this as a local high, you will have hidden bearish divergence. However, should be noticed that we actually do have a jewel buy signal, or a very soft one. I don't know, man. Let's look at the other one just to see. This one looks a lot better. This one's actually popping above the range. This one's better in comparison to Stellar Rumens right there. I'd be looking for this one to continue on to like 16.5. Yeah, so this would be throwing me for a bit of a loop because if we were expecting Bitcoin to come down here, or if Bitcoin is going to turn out to be bearish and actually break this and resolve this to the downside, we'd expect most altcoins to be doing the same thing as well. But we don't see that across the lands. We see a lot of altcoins actually operating decently well. That would be, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's like decently well in the higher term timeframes, but short term, yes, in comparison to Bitcoin. So will it carry over to the rest of the market? You don't want altcoins to lead for the most part. You want the big caps to lead, in my experience. So I'd say unlikely. It's rather unlikely. Okay, what else do we have here? Let me just make sure that I got everyone else. Okay, boom, boom, boom. We got that one. Okay, cool. Aaron Depp says, thoughts on Harmony 1 again? Sure. No time frames given, but I'll default to the 4 on daily. In that case, let's see it right here. I need to take a sip of this water too, man. I'm dead. Oh, it's bad. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, not a fan of this one right here. Just looks like another lower high. Closing below all major movement averages yesterday. Momentum down. Not a good setup. This would be an example. The weird thing is that it actually had a good move right there, but coughing it all up is just not strong. This one looks like it's getting ready to come back down to like 6.5 cents or so. What does the weekly look like? It's not terrible on the weekly, to be fair. I would completely switch around my thought process on this one if you saw any sort of a weekly close coming into Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time above about 8.75 cents. Anywhere above there, I'd actually be looking for this one to have a nice rally back up above double digits, but short-term timeframes don't paint the same picture there. Short-term timeframes are bearish. Daily, same thing. Need to see it back. Yeah, need to see the weekly close above that area. Otherwise, I'd be looking for this one to come back down here. And if you're asking my straight-up opinion, I think that's probably what's happening. A little bit on the weaker side, short-term. What else do we? Uh-oh. Did it again? No, I didn't. Okay, got it right there. All right, sweet one. Jordan Knox says, hey, Krown, how is KAI? I don't think I've ever seen this one, actually. Sounds unfamiliar to me. Kadaria? Kadaria. All right. Kadario token. Great name. Bad. Okay. I mean, you do see some indications of maybe accumulation here, but there is no confirmation of accumulation. Oh, apparently I've charted this one before. As long as you're below this high right here, that's 6.25 cents or so. As long as you're below there, I look at this one as more likely to be resolved to the downside, and next targets to the downside are going to be about 3.5 cents. Short term, let's see what we got. Yeah, not a big fan of that one right there. It's just trending down, man. Look, it's kind of similar to Bitcoin in this case. The more sideways you can go in this region without breaking to the downside, the more bullish it'll get over time. But I think it would take like another month or two of consolidating within this region before that becomes like a legitimate analysis on it. For right now, lower term time frames bearish, daily just ranging, weekly. The problem with a lot of these things is it really wouldn't take too much to get a decent bounce in them, and I fear that you're going to hate me if that happens. And realistically, it's just sideways. So that's why I say this area right here is of the utmost importance. As long as you're below there, kind of hard to get excited about. But if you can go sideways within this region, okay. 4 hour, yeah, 4 hour I'm not a big fan of right here. Yeah, that one's kind of nasty, but unfortunately I don't think that's too helpful right there. Unfortunately, I do apologize. It's another one? No, I got this one right here. Okay, I fart crypto. NEM blockchain solutions. Sure. Symbol XEM, right? I think we already looked at this one. Yeah, we did look at this one already. That is true. Yeah, it's actually okay here on the short-term timeframes. Daily, I do think continues with the rally a little bit more, probably 16.5 cent, but still in a daily downtrend to be fair. Weekly, wow, man. Yeah, this is a total pump and dump here. Holy shit. Total pump and dump. You're kind of coming back to your like generational support, but man, this thing can really stay on the lows for a long time. NEM blockchain solutions, the solution to your problems of having too much money. You know that song, Mo Money, Mo Problems? Well, NEM is your solution to this. I do think it's got a little bit of short term up here. It's actually okay. Krishna says, can you please look at D-Rep? Oh my God, that looks like derp. D-Rep. USD on 1 hour 4 on. And okay, 1 hour 4. All right. Please save me, thanks. I can't save you from a bad chart. It probably is actually going to rally here though. Daily is okay for a little bit of. I want to see it close above about 56 and 30 or so. 4 hour looks like a rejection, not good. Hourly looks like a rejection. I'd still wait for the daily here, but if the daily can close above this region, that actually look good for an extension back up to the prior high range of about 73 cent or so. Again, we have it's a pump and dump chart. Here's a real chart, or here's a log chart. Oh my God, man. Here's the real chart. Log chart, real chart, log chart, real chart. Not a big fan of charts that look like this, but it actually does look like it could push through here. Let's see what Momentum also to say. Daily jewels up and giving you a halt to your long signal. Volatility moving up as well. Okay. Yeah, I'd probably be looking for. Be looking for it to reclaim like 70 cent or so. I don't know if that'll save you though. Unfortunately, that I do not know. Hey, what's up, JJ? Can you have a look at BNB, bro? Only coin I'm still holding. Some aside from Bitcoin and some free hex. Okay. Let's check it out. Let's see what BNB's doing here. I haven't looked at this one in a couple weeks. I think it's been a while. Okay. Nah, not doing anything special. Kind of at the mercy of the rest of the market. It's neither strong nor weak. It's kind of par for the course in this case. Short term probably comes back down, but I suspect that you're probably long term. Let's look at the monthly. And not a fan of this one on the monthly. Hard to love it. You know, you got a big range here, and this is not very helpful, JJ, unfortunately. But between about 260 and 360 is the range on the monthly. As long as you're doing that, it just looks like a bearish consolidation to me. Above about 360, I'd be looking at this one as likely to pop back up to 500. But this thing's got a lot of work to do to look anything resembling good. Bull trap area right around here too. Yeah, that's a massive range, man. You know, it's hard to get too bearish on this one as well, as long as you got these rising wicks to the downside on the weekly. But I think at best you're in for a lot of sideways here. Let's see what the quarterly looks like. Yeah, that is one ugly looking chart. I think if this one can trade sideways between about 250 and 350, or maybe even 400 for like three to 6 months, that would look okay. But man, that is one hell of a chart. Holy shit! This is what the log scale looks like. Log actually ain't too bad. But I think I'd just leave it right there. Short term, it does want some downside, it looks like, but that doesn't really do much for the range. You want to look at AMP? We can look at AMP, sure. You see, okay, we'll go to Gemini for this one. Down. It's bad, man. Bad on the short term. Daily, down. I'd be looking for this one to pop down to like 4 cents or so, 4.5 cent. Anywhere around there would be where I'm looking towards. Doesn't look too hot right here. Still has daily high to lows as long as you're above that region, but that doesn't look like it wants to hold too well, to be honest. Hey, what's up, Mr. Nick? Hey, Krown, hope you're having a good day. It's a decent day thus far. Don't know if you've looked at it already, but can you check out Ethereum? Actually, no, we have not looked at it. We've only looked at the Bitcoin pairing. Okay, so you're looking at hourly, 4 hour, and daily. Okay, weekly is really nice. Hourly, just downtrending, not good. Hitting bearish divergence, but I'd say that that's already played out. 4 hour, not good as well. Look, here's what I'd say about the 4 hour. You know, maybe you see a bit of a quick bear trap right there, and it pops back above about $2,000. If you see something like that, that would be good. Or just a higher high above 20.41 and 80 cents right here. If you see something like that, I'd be looking for it to run back up to 22. That'd look pretty damn good. Probably gonna be led by Bitcoin in that case. Daily, not a fan of that chart at all. Really not a fan of that chart as long as it's below the 200 in this case. Yeah, hard chart to love right now. That's best case scenario, I think, is a bear trap right here, pops back above this local high, then you run back up to 2200. Would that take you above the daily 200 in this case? Yeah, it would. Yeah, 2000 is a big area right there. 2000 would be a big area right there. And then you got to be mindful of the last lower high on the daily, which is 2330 or so. But for all that it's worth, I mean, that is all hopium right now. I mean, the direction is down here. Weekly, monthly, Again, here's a real chart. Yeah, man, not a big fan of this one in its current posturing. But that's what I'd be looking for on a bit of a trap. So, just like Bitcoin, I think that could happen as well. But Bitcoin just keeps on doing the slow bleed to death right here. So, the best. Not the best, man. No XRP, please. No problem, sir. KSM, we can do KSM. KSM used to be a pretty damn popular one, right? Kusama. Binance. Oh, we got another down one. Hit bearish divergence on the high, probably comes back down to about 180 or so. Can't be excited on this one on the 4 hours as long as you're below about 210 or so. Weekly, not good. Daily. I mean, here's the thing. You know, if the daily could take out the last daily high, which is about, what is this, 219.5, this would be a higher low right here. That'd look good for a run up to the 200 in that case, 265. But doing a lot of what did you get over there? Elsa's so lazy. She ordered food. How dare you? What is it? Oh, you actually got groceries. Nice one. I'm not a big fan of this chart, man. Let's see. Call it poop all you want until you regret. Regret what? Regret what, sir? You'll regret it? Okay, that sounds like a threat. Usama. Hey, you too, Mr. Crypto Dogma. You too, man. Let's see if I missed anything over here. I just want to make sure we are all good. Okay, I think we are all good right there. How deep into this? Oh man, we're almost 2 hours in. We could probably shut this down relatively soon. Can you check out COTI USDT? Sure. All right. We could look at Luna as well. That one's usually pretty popular. COTI USD. Bad. Wow. Just keeps on moving down. Look, 4 hour is a death drop as long as you're below about 13.5 cent. Nothing good to say about this one right now. Maybe flip around to a jewel buy signal, but man, that is hopium to the max right now. Need to see above this region right here for anything of any particular interest yet. Oh, we could look at Cardano. Is AXS a scam? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not a good person to ask if something's a scam or not. I don't look at fundamentals for the most part. Except for like what's common knowledge. Same thing as Ethereum, man. It's like, look, where's your last daily lower high? 140, 145 or so. Kind of hard to love as long as you're below there. It is still holding up relatively better than most altcoins, all things considered, but just kind of doing the slow bleed right here too. I'd be looking at a move down towards about 110 or maybe even $1 if Bitcoin gets going here to the downside. Do we see anything of interest? No. What about the hourly? Let's go deep into the what if drawer right here. Yeah, you know, even the 4 hours hard to get excited about as long as you're below about 127.5. Path of least resistance right here is to the downside right now. What about the monthly? How are we looking at right here? Yeah, I think you're probably going to get another run at about $1 and probably bounce there again. Dan says, thoughts on Tilray? Sure. We haven't looked at this one in like a week or two. Tilray daily time frame. Okay. Monthly looks absolutely ridiculously wrecked. Monthly looks like it wants to come back down for single digits again, $8. Daily wrecked. Yeah, daily. I'm not a fan of this one. I'd be looking for this one to come down. Actually, it's pretty damn close to that next bouncy area. It probably does try for a little bit of a bounce, pretty much off that 13.5 read that you got yesterday. But as long as this thing's below, let's call it 19.25, very, very nasty, and probably continues with the downtrend down to like $8 or so. Weekly. Weekly is not fucking good here, man. This one looks like it wants to come down. We already looked at Cardano. All right, you want to look at, all right, well, what's up, NTO bait? Sir, do you have a message though? I guess we can look at Ripple. There's a lot of people who say that we will be very mad and angry and regret and have regrets with Ripple. Let's see if that's true. I regret I didn't short this. Very bad, like exceptionally bad chart right here. I would not be, if Bitcoin falls apart, you're going to see Ripple at like 40 to 42 cents. Daily, or sorry, monthly probably bounces again at like low 50. It's the same thing as everything else, a little bit on the weaker side. NTO Bait says, love the name. That's it? That's it? That's it? Full fair enough, man. I appreciate that, brother. Passive aggressive XRP fans. Yeah, man. It's very interesting, but yeah, man, nothing good to say about XRP as long as it's below about 65 cents, even on the short-term timeframes here. Nepa's an XRP investor? Oh shit, well, no wonder she's got a lot of health problems. Death cross incoming. Any failure to pump back above even 3/4 in the next like week is going to be pretty not well taken by this one, I suspect. I don't know, man. Are you sure you wanted me to look at this thing? Could we look at Pirate Chain, please, sir? Is it a pump and jump chart? I don't know what the ticker is, man. You got to tell me the ticker. Hey, what's up, Rocky G? Would not be surprising if we gap down over the weekend, as the direction is not contrary to the week's direction. Yeah, true. Could if we do break down for the weekend, it's gonna very likely be real. A move up during the weekend would probably be not good, or probably gonna be undone soon after that. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this. Not a big fan of this one right here. Again, it depends whatever Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin salvages itself and goes for a bit of a bear trap and pops back up above 33 or so, this thing probably pops back up towards 70. Bitcoin is a pump and dump chart. Yeah, it's got some pump and dump action going on there. I mean, the whole cryptocurrency is more or less a joke for the most part. We just pretend it's real, man. Pretend here. Luna. Yeah, we can look at you, Luna. China and a bunch of Chinese symbols right there. I do not know how to read that. Bad on the daily. Coughed up a total rally. It has a chance right here. Did not take it. Coming back down to about 565, $5.50. Yeah, rejected right at the weekly 21. Can't really be bullish as long on the long term as long as you're below about 850 or so. Whoopsie. Man, my back is sore. Let's see, monthly. You're just old, says Elsa. Monthly looks like a bull trap. Yeah, not good right there. Safu Mafu says, and remember, if you think it's going up, it's not. Probably not. Probably not. Not a big fan of this chart right here. It had its chance. It just got rejected and plays out the death cross still. That's a pretty conclusive move right there, it looks like. Ugh. Hey, what's up, Hosea? What's up, man? AXS? Sure. This one's rather popular right now, seeing as it's one of the more Bula-ish altcoins, I believe. This one's the gaming one. Yeah, very good. Very, very good. See what the daily looks like. Losing a bit of momentum there. Let's see what Oswald is saying. Yeah, daily's starting to cough it up a bit, but yeah, we did hit 100 percentile, it looks like, on daily BBWP, and we just crossed below the moving average right here. As soon as this one gets a negative slope, I'd feel very comfortable saying that the daily top is in for now, and we come down and try for a higher low and then maybe continue on with the rally later. But at the very least, I'd be looking for a pullback after that. Yeah, I think that you've probably seen the highs for like this exact moment. 4-hour jewel sell signal on the highs. Good portion of that's already played out. I mean, that is a pretty nice move right there. Same. Ah, that's a, holy shit, that's a 20%. What the fuck? That looks like nothing. It's a 20% move and it looks like absolutely nothing. That is insane. Want to go and see the monthly. There's not enough history here, really. Yeah, I think you've probably seen a bit of a daily high right here. Probably comes back down to about 19 bucks or so. Tries for a higher low anywhere around there, and then we'll come back to it after that. Steve Bob JD. Man, you have a very difficult name to say. It's like Steve Jobs, but Steve Bob JD. Can you please look at Engine on the daily, 4-hour, and hourly? Okay. This is the one that had a partnership with Samsung, like way back when. Is that right? Okay, let's see. On Binance. Not good on the daily. Okay, getting rejected right at the crossing of what would be a death cross is not a good signal. I would treat this one as very likely to break down as long as you're below about 135. I'd play to the short side, and I'd be looking for a run back down somewhere around about 97 cents or so. Overall on the daily, if you're asking about that. 4-hour, let's see. 4-hour. Short term back down to about 116.5. Lower lows below about 114. Not good. But at least 116. Hourly, just breaking down. Continue with the downtrend. Not good. Let's see. Oh, nope. Are we back? Are we back? Are we not back? I don't know. I think the stream's wrecked right now. Oh shit. No, we're back. Okay. Okay, we're back. We're not back. I can't tell. Okay, I think that's a signal from God though. All right, we'll look at one more just for Zoc NX because he's been acting so many times and so patiently. LTO. Get LTO, and this will be the last one. Okay, cool. Apologies about that. I don't know on this one. You fixed it. There you go. Elsa did the fixing dance. I don't have an opinion on this one, man. It looks pretty damn weak, but it's going to do whatever Bitcoin does. I do like how it's retaking the 21 right there. Not bad. But short term does come back down. I mean, short term it's rejection. I'm gonna go with the trend in this case. I wouldn't get excited about this thing as long as it's below your last daily lower high, 19.25 or so, 19.30 or so. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it. We can briefly maybe wrap up on Bitcoin. I mean, pretty much everything points down right now. As long as Bitcoin's below, especially that 34,250 lower high right here, I don't have any real hopium to give you. I would be potentially looking for bear traps at around 30,000 bucks. If that one fails, then obviously 27,000 bucks the next big one. What I'd be looking for on something like that is like a quick wick down and then on closure, close back above. If it was 30,000 bucks, I'd need to see it close back above at least 31.5 or 32, even better. If it's down to 27, I'd want to see it close back above about 30,000 bucks. If you see something like that, that'd be a good bear trap, and I'd be looking for Bitcoin to pop back up to the top side of this range, perhaps. But for right now, you know, most things are pointing down right here. And even on the 4-hour, right here, you could just cut it right around 33 in some odd change on a closure, about 32.8 on a 4-hour high, just 33,200 or so. Anywhere above there, I'd be looking for a nice rally back up to 34.5. Technically speaking, Bitcoin is still holding the falling channel right here, so that's probably the biggest short-term hopium I can give you. But closing on new lows below this 31.5 level would not be interpreted as very well for this market. Hey, what's up, Toby1? Coming in at the very last second. Hey, what's up, man? By the way, Toby1, I gotta say massive thank you, man, because you've been a glowing person from the Hex community. How about Hex? We already looked at it. It's just smashed all my fucking targets. I do think that it probably has a few more highs to go. I don't think it's done just yet, but it's past my level of, or at least what I've learned in the past with parabolic rallies is that once you get to a certain level, you don't make price targets anymore. I have no more targets to give on that thing. It's probably gonna make some new highs. I do think it's getting relatively close to a major top, but I wouldn't say it's just yet. I want to see it hit 100 percentile on our BBWP. And the Pulse Sacrifice launch is officially underway. Thanks for helping me get out of my 2017-2018 hole to be in position. Hey man, I'm sincerely happy for you, man. That's fucking awesome. So massive thank you to everyone here. Again, biggest hopium I can get for Bitcoin is on the short-term falling channel right here. However, be aware of where your risk is. I'm not trading this right now, and perhaps I would suggest that if you are not confident yourself, maybe not trading is the right call as well. Wait for the easy trade. That's what I'd be doing. Anyways, with that said, of course, this non-financial advice stream is going to end now. I want to wish you the best. It's been an absolute pleasure. Really good times, really good conversations, and we'll be back on Monday. That said, take care and hopefully see you soon.
Bye.
write it, code it, name it, tweet it, mine it, stack it, live it, dream it, post it, scan it, charge it, send it, do it, and receive it. Trade it, buy it, sell it, store it, run it, list it, first rename it. Crypto logic. Pump it, hack it, lose it, dump it, sell it, ditch it, XR pitch it, copy, paste it, nudge it, test it, build it, try it, bend it, fork it, hype it, pump it, dump it, rinse, repeat, but quick relocate, false it,